Have you ever had this feeling? You're in the middle of a lively party. Your headphones are blasting the most energetic music. Or you're in a bustling office, but in a sudden moment, the world feels as if someone pressed the mute button. A vast, damp emptiness washes over you, making you feel like a planet that has drifted off its orbit, falling alone into a silent abyss. If this is you, please do not rush to escape. Because what follows is a whisper from your soul, traveling across vast distances just to reach you. Let us first tell a story about the keeper of the well. In this world, there is a type of person born with a transparent membrane. They try to blend into crowds, mimicking the laughter and speech of others. Yet, no matter how hard they try, they always feel like a tourist. The traveler in our story was exactly like that. He used to be terrified of this feeling, calling it a cursed loneliness. To break the curse, he knocked frantically on others' doors, attended exhausting banquets, and tried to love people who didn't understand him. Until one day, he found a well in the wilderness. The well was incredibly deep, and the water didn't reflect the shadows of others, but his own truest face. He discovered that only when he was alone did the water in the well become clear. Whenever he tried to bring others to see it, the water would turn murky. At that moment, he suddenly understood. Loneliness is not a punishment, but a fence. This fence protects him, preventing him from being swallowed by mundane noise and from losing his unique self. In psychology, we often refer to this profound sense of loneliness as a variant of hypervigilance or existential anxiety. But I want to offer you a gentler explanation. When you feel lonely, it's often because your current social environment doesn't match your internal frequency. Your brain is telling you, your kind isn't here. You need to retreat to the sanctuary of yourself. This doesn't mean you are socially incompetent. Rather, your soul possesses a highly sensitive filtering mechanism. Through loneliness, it helps you filter out meaningless connections, preventing your spiritual energy from being overexhausted. Psychologist Paul Tillich once said, "Loneliness expresses the pain of being alone, while solitude expresses the glory of being alone." Pain stems from the feeling that you have lost others, while glory comes from the realization that you have found yourself. When you feel empty, you are actually experiencing cognitive dissonance. You think you need external filling, but in reality, it is an invitation to renovate your inner world. Have you ever felt ashamed because no one asked you out on the weekend, or felt embarrassed eating alone in a cafeteria? This shame stems from a false suggestion society gives us, as if being popular equals being worthy, and being alone equals being abandoned. But look at the great poets, artists, and thinkers. Many of them spent their entire lives coexisting with this profound sense of loneliness. For them, loneliness was the nursery of creation, the only moment they could hear the instructions of the divine. Your loneliness is, in fact, a spiritual molting that you are undergoing. Old social ties are no longer suitable for growth, while new, deeper connections are still gestating. During this vacuum, you might feel cold and quiet, but remember, before a seed breaks through the soil, it must endure a long silence alone in the dark earth. Loneliness is the world leaving a blank space for you, so you can paint yourself more clearly. Don't embrace a false fire just to escape the cold. Some loneliness is the ticket to your freedom. You are the traveler lost in the wilderness, and also the lighthouse that can shelter itself. The best form of socialization is first to reach a reconciliation with your imperfect self. If you feel like you have nowhere to go, go inward. There is a universe waiting for your exploration. So, my dear friend, do you still feel that loneliness is an enemy? Tonight, I have a small suggestion. Don't rush to open your social apps. Don't rush to find someone to talk to. Find a piece of paper or open your notes app and write down 3 things that can only be felt when you are alone. Maybe it's the sound of pages turning, cup of hot cocoa late at night, or a compliment you give yourself. Then, tell me in the comments, what is that one small thing that makes being alone feel beautiful? What we must do is not to eliminate loneliness, but to learn how to dance within it. You must believe that in some corner of this world, there is someone just like you, guarding their own well in the silence. Though you have never met, in the depths of your souls, you are already connected. Good night, and may you make peace with your loneliness tonight.